There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We talk about podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Calling for people who willing to sell. Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us the end of parents from them. So welcome my life with African.
A lyrical health.
Master.
Les paris sous avec you, I can't Sktv menu. C'est ma chenille, tina ke ase ma yamu. Engi sano muni, emu aye yo. Engi lofa mui, emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
Ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Sanya ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Sanya ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Liberia ya tumale, Sktv, ena Liberia, tosi wako ma ya tumale,
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Calling for people who willing to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving the real and the premise my best. To work with my life with African. From Grandfather Nima to Lusa, from River Sass, River G to Chile, from Penku, Bombay, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
And Sktv, it is the best right here in Liberia. You know, the person who answering the song, you know, those of you who are musicians and those of you who are choirs and maybe choir star like our former president, you know how to pull some of these lyrics, you know, some of these songs together and so forth. But again, folks, good evening. Well, where is Steve? Steve, Steve, hurry up, my young man, hurry up. So, folks, good evening and welcome to, you know, it's a running. We'll talk about running edition. That means all of us will be back to back with so many activities, so many engagements, you know. And today's topic, what you see in there is just you know, a setup. We're gonna do things very fast. But again, today's topic is just so interesting that I know all of us we're going to enjoy it and we're going to participate into this thing. But again, good evening. And someone say happy what? Happy pre-New Year, right? What a wow. Today's the 29th of December, the last Sunday in the month of December. And I guess there are a lot of us who visited or one way or other went to some of our places of worship. And we worship, we thank God. You know, let me tell you, before I recognize a few of you, before Steve come on, Mon come on, and the rest of the team or rest of the panelists join us this evening. You know, when you go into the house of God, don't ever complain, because God knows you, all of your complaints. You know, only medicine people you can go to and you be explaining, you be asking you, how many of you in the house? You know, they kind of more people who can be asking people questions. They ask you, you answer this. When they ask you this other question, you answer. Now, how they try to what? To get your mind, you know, into what they want. By the time they finish, okay, I'm finished with them. So God be God, our heavenly Father, know all of our problems. God know everything. In fact, even maybe I'm talking around, God know everything. God know I'm here. I will be here in peace. You know. So don't go to God with complaint. You know, and some of us, we made a lot of mistakes. Even if we tell God that God, there's a need for. These are protocols that we break. Some of us. You can't tell God today you want phone. Tomorrow you go to God with the same thing. Because like, according to the Bible, does not mean the Bible. Don't repeat. Don't repeat. Some of us, how we do, we repeat the same thing. Hey, Father God, today I want phone. If you know, so tomorrow, I want phone. Oh, God, you have to go to one problem and say, no, hello. I think we have other people. So when you go to the house of God, that is secret. Now, some of you, you don't know today. So let me just tell some of you, as you move in with your new resolution, maybe the old one, and I'm no here, no tea. But let me just give you this. Or let me give you the secret between some of us and our God that we serve in heaven. We don't pray to God for things of this world. No, I don't pray. For me, I don't pray to God for that. That's one secret. Let me just tell you today. Because I know that the God that sent me on this earth, there's a system that been put into place by him. That I may born, I should go out there to work, fetch for daily bread to eat. So that one other prayer point, I call it off. I gotta work. And God will bless me in working. God will bless the hand of my wife. You know, be here, man. So I don't pray for this kind of no. So that one secret. You know, and you know that you and myself we know that I'm supposed to eat. So that one God come and tell you, say, oh, you going to pray to God, the Father God, let me eat. No. You can eat anytime you want to, right? So let me friends. So what can we ask God that, oh Father God, please permit me to eat. So all of these things, sometimes we break our own protocol. That one. Stop requesting things. Yes, God told you, I like that, Roger Gibson. God told you to remind you, right? So there are three ways. Wait. When you pray, right? And that kind of thing we say, when you pray, either your prayer answer, or you wait, or no. Right? So if you send your prayer request to God, and you find out that maybe what you've been praying for, it not happen immediately. Let us stop using God as medicine man. One medicine point that can make things happen immediately because they feel that it will not last forever. So they just do any kind of way and just yeah, man. So you see, so that's the fact. But God will serve when you have to give you tea. Take your own time. See your patience. How you going to handle that thing that God going to give to you? Now what you see, even in having child or children, there's a process. I lie? No. Right? There's a process in having children or a child. You have to have a male and a female coming together. And they have to perform whatsoever thing they have to do in making sure that they connect in one, having that child. And the woman will carry that child for 9 months. It's a process. So God don't work the way some of us want for God to work. Where we want to, we just want pressure God. Oh, I want to go to America. Yes, oh, Father God. Oh, no. So these are some of the mistakes that will make some of us, for which God not even paying attention to us. So that one. Yeah, you please share the show. Those of you who just joining us, thank you. We're about to recognize all of our people. Today's last Sunday, and Steve said he was running. Yeah, man, come on, this boy. You see, that's the issue I have. You see, maybe hurry up and send the link to the deal. Now you stay into what kind of more? Steve, you better hurry up and come, my brother. So another one is, I just talk about stop complaining, right? Stop complaining and stop requesting, because we complain, we request things from people from God. We complain, we request. But let me tell you, some of all the mistakes that some of us will keep making today is that we don't tell God thank you. And let me tell you, if somebody gave you life free of charge that you don't pay for, and you complain to them, then I don't know, we will never complain to, or you never complain about. So when you go to the house of God, put your cell phone down, put any other thing that you do, and dance. Amen. Look, what I like about the story where the people that were in prison, when Paul and them were in prison, right? They were not looking at all that. So, no, the prison company put it in a joke. They get you again. The security men have that joke. When we read it, our God we served, he will do. So Paul and them were in a prison. They were singing and dancing to God. He moved God. They were not complaining, oh, God, Father God, we impress you. Oh, the prophet. Yeah, so these are some of the mistakes we make. We serve God, but we are afraid. We are afraid. And because you are afraid, so that I don't tell you that in fact, let me trust God. So God said, okay, so you don't trust me well. God finishing you already. So these are mistakes we make, some of us. That's why our resolutions, our requests can be answered. Because when we go to the house of God, we go there with hundred promises. I will go with. You see what happened this morning? From South Korea, it was too terrible. Terrible. People, they don't even know where they will go. In fact, they don't even know how their life going to end. Or they know they were traveling. That kind of a terrible incident this morning, around 9 o'clock. Some of you are even sleeping. Some of you, maybe you are in church, or maybe you are in or maybe other places. And that kind of a terrible thing happened this morning. Close to 179 persons lost their lives this morning from a plane crash. Now I can tell people, stop the complaining and tell God thank you. Every day of your life, it is important. We don't get no contact. Thank you that my brother friend Jeremy. People complain too much than even working at what's up, Chief? Everything.
Everything's good. Oh,
Easy.
well, no, I'm waiting for me, eh?
In my leg, what kind of corner?
Yeah, my man, I got stuck in the traffic, man, crazy.
So that's what I want myself when I came, because of the little time. I don't know how to do it that way, but I think we can do the editing of the topic. But again, maybe we're going to talk about the topic, maybe that way also. Well, I will really watch myself. But again,
no, it's no problem. Let's stick with it, and then tomorrow we can definitely continue, because the whole week I'm available.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right, that's great.
Mr. Kane, what's going on?
Just tired, but I'm good.
Yeah, you look like it. You look like it. Folks, you help us share the show now. Milborn started the show. Mr. Kane, today is Sunday. Yesterday you were not on the show.
It was good. I was now.
So show them say we not even want for you to be on our show.
Yeah, because some of the show that I can be making, I don't want to be there.
Yeah, when we start another show, then you can't. The show can just be so kind of way. Sometimes the show can be noisy.
I can take energy from the show because.
Yeah, and remember when you joined the show yesterday, I thought incoming Digon.
Sure.
Yeah. Where? After you finish modding all of my heart, then you can always spot my whole ticket. I always telling you, and I'm saying this to all of Steve, those of you who always thinking that maybe will become deacon. Where my sister Ruth, where Ruth went back, Ruth. So that's Steve. I don't think I even come close to not negotiate any move. You know? I don't think so because Steve.
Well, folks, today I think Mark will be joining at some point. We have a total brand new conversation that we are starting. Just for your information, starting off 2025, we've had a meeting. Melbourne was not invited into that meeting because of his stance on the show, his controversial stand. We are going to be educating and informing the Liberian people starting off 2025. We want to take a total different trend. By the grace of God, it does not mean that we will not hold politicians accountable, but we have decided as a network that we are going to be providing more education, more information, sensitization for the well-being of the country. Again, it does not mean that we'll not hold government accountable, we'll not hold political parties, leaders, and so forth, but our concentration will be more on educational and informational form of disseminating information on this network. We embrace everybody and welcome everybody. Some of you will be shocked. You would think that maybe we born again. You would think that some of all are reincarnated. You would think that some of all gave our life to Jesus, but not the Jesus that in Liberia. But we'll be changing course. So don't be surprised. It has nothing to do with any political party or any political leader. But we have examined the field and we've come to the realization that, yes, we have done what we have done for the past maybe 7 years. It's time for us to re-engage. We can say in Liberia, wise men changes. Wise men changes, so that's going to be the morals operandis going forward. Some of you will like it, some of you will still not like it, but that's where we are going to be going. That being said, we want to say thank you. Thanks for your support over the years, over the months, and over the weeks. We are still going to hold people accountable, but it will be more in an educational and an informational form going forward, starting off January 1st. But just so you're also aware, and it does not mean in the last few days that I left before January 1st, we're not dirty you. We're dirty you. That one you can take it from me. Oh yeah, you already know. I see Mabel laughing. Mabel, we're not leaving it off the hook. The next 2-3 days that we get on back, it will be noisy. Total noise. Anyway, let's stop there. We want to say thank you so much.
So again, let me say thank you and thank to the management, SKTV, and we move to our supporters, keep supporting us. And like Steve said, that's the trend and that's how it will be. But that will not also stop us from holding the government or the people or whosoever that want to be corrupt accountable on the misuse of public funding or public facilities, money, or so forth, like you may call it. So we will continue to educate, inform, and bring you all of the happening back here in Liberia. So again, Steve, I think also maybe that's anything that you maybe, but I think we'll be having a break now on Sunday instead of all of the regular Sundays. So I think maybe we can also add that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Mabel, that thing is still under review. So
yes. Okay. Don't be noise in the town. We decided to change. If you try and get
under review.
I just said
it's still under review. We'll update you and then when everything is concluded. Okay.
But what wrong with Melbourne, man? I see what I mean. Melbourne want for to be that way we used to be. We far. We force meeting a committee meeting and change our mind. Same Melbourne want misbehaving in the town. But anyway, let's share the show, folks. Today, we're going to start an interesting conversation as we head towards the new year. On the 31st, we'll be evaluating the Joseph Yuma Boaka-led administration on the 31st. But at least for the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, we want to start a conversation. How can we move forward? And is real change possible in Liberia? We want to start our conversation, but before we start our conversation, quickly, There was a video that's very sad that ran to our minds. We woke up to today, this morning. Nobody, if you have that video, can you please share it? Can you please play for just few seconds or few minutes? And we'll kickstart the conversation. Very sad, very unfortunate. Again, we'll know right to the video. It's very sad. It's very unfortunate. But we want to play that video so that we can have a conversation as to how we move forward, how we change, and what do we change. Maybe whenever you're ready, it's on to you.
In whatsoever you are here around 72nd community, most especially 72nd Junction, where so this may still breathing, here. So the angry crowd killed a motor thief. So here we are at 72nd Junction.
They get two motorbikes, one a big wire and start the other man. When they get where a motorbike comes suddenly where people are there, they pop the point out they say, get out my wire motorbike, they want personal money. I was driving my phone. They seem when I over there. And right here, always here. In the money hour when I wait for car. You'll see that no business not to be here. Right here. I saw that I'm going to right here. I got to follow the side. My father is not going to get water. So what do you live? I live here. Peace Island.
So you live here on Peace Island?
Yeah.
These guys live around your place?
Always in between here. For the black party from St. Francis. Right between here. They're always here.
Actually led to the earlier demand.
I died out of one case. So yeah.
I'll send you another video. Check it out, please. Play that one.
Okay, so
Wow.
Play that one. Play the one I just sent you. This one I just played talking. Play the one I just sent you.
The one that we're talking, sir, you want to kill somebody right now.
No, you come and see this. Kind of the real. This is the real thing. Play that one I just sent you, Jenna. You come and see.
Yeah, but if the video is disturbing, you gotta show a disclaimer though.
Yeah, so the disclaimer for the video that we're about to play, we will no copyright to it.
And viewer discretion is advised.
Discretion
it is graphic though.
It is graphic.
Okay.
To some extent.
now you take it out.
No, play it. Viewer description is advised. Maybe I think you need to download it so that it can get bigger so that people can see you. I beg you, Chief. If you for what else?
I think the way the person do it now to download it is like it's off.
No, you gotta go back. You can at the very end there.
No, all right now. The map is going out now. The map out.
No, but can you please go back? Because it's not going to be doing, please.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, child.
Folks, this is very, 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 I don't know.
Steve, it's too graphic. We don't have to show it here because
yeah,
for the network. So
yeah, we're not sure it. I think you'll go back
yeah,
to
because people get hard time. If we really want to
anything that can show a dead body or
Oh no, this one is a kind of they're actually trying to bust his hair with black.
Yeah. So
it's very graphic.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're talking about it instead of us showing it before the people.
It is.
Yeah.
Facebook got in trouble.
I saw it. I was very disturbed.
Wow.
And this is no joke. In public. And you know, watching it, when you see the actual scene, people are actually walking by like they're not human being killing. The guy is lying on the floor and people are trying to bust his hair with bricks because he stole motorbikes. Well, Melbourne, can you please tell us what's going on in the country?
Yeah, so before we go to that quickly, let me just give you, some of the frustration, that run something that go in the minds of the people. Steve, I think our security, I think they are not doing well. This criminal that or maybe that we see lying all the down or maybe on the floor here and there, Steve, these people, they will take your motor back, Steve, and they have a specific area that they will carry the back. Either you get them $200-300, or you don't get it back, they go and sell the back. If you call police officer or even security, some security officer will tell you that no. They mean, it's almost like the guy, they are a group of people who maybe state security have no control over. Because even if you open the line right now for this, people will tell you their own frustration. That even when the guy take your back, Steve, you will run after the back up and down. The only way that you get your back is when you decide to compromise with them. But if you want to involve security into it, you'll not get it back. Because they'll tell you that no security can easily enter where they are or in fact where they have their own operations. And some of us will be going through this and they may be free. I saw this and we even I called some of my brothers from the army and said, "Man, don't waste your time."
Well, we'll get to the nitty-gritty of it. Yeah. You are making a very good point. Just before you come in, Melbourne, to update on what's going on in the country. But to be very honest with you, no one's life should be taken for any of those reasons. That's why when you have a country and you have the rule of law and you have state authority, no bunch of gangster, thugs, rogues, or whatever it is should be able to overshadow or overpower security apparatus wherein they can't do their job. So there's a whole range of things here that's happening, right? There's a whole range of things, and we'll delve into it as part of the Liberia moving forward into the conversation, because this is a bigger conversation. This is a bigger conversation. We have a bigger problem. But let's hear from you what's going on in the country, and then we'll get into this conversation for today.
Well, thank you. So far, I think our president, someone will say, spent his first night in Ghana. Mind you, the president went Ghana yesterday for a 2 days visit where he will be attending a wedding ceremony of one of his friend, long-time friend. While also in Ghana, according to information, the president will interact with the current president of Ghana and that of the incoming president of Ghana. So again, back home, everything is okay as we move on into the festive season. Festive season started, Christmas past, the new year, and so forth. But apart from the news, myself, we were somewhere when the news broke up about two motorbike road that were caught around the 72nd belt, and they were stoned. According to information, one of them was killed, and maybe the other one that was taken to a nearby hospital by Liberia National Police. Whether he's still alive or not, we're going to verify that information. But we're getting information that one of them was killed into the mob violence that took place along the 72nd belt, where, according to information, two guys stole a motorbike, and the angry motorcyclist stoned them, and one of them lost their life, and the other one stayed alive, according to information, still going on treatment. But again, apart from that, this morning, Liberia also wake up with a sad news coming from outside of Liberia, that is South Korea, with a plane crash that also been going around, and people were like, what's going on around the world? Are we about to experience another worst year where we'll be hearing a lot of death news back to back coming from around the world, or what's going to happen? So yes, my brother, apart from some of the news, nothing much. Any other news as we move forward, we're going to update you, or our followers and our listeners.
Thank you so much, Melbourne. Thanks for the update. Like you said, a lot of things going on around the world and in Liberia today. Because of time, we might not focus solely on most of the things going on around the world. We'll focus solely on the things going on in Liberia. Tomorrow we'll get through, some of the world news. The plane crash, which we heard about, will update the public tomorrow. As the year is ending, a lot of things are happening. But we also have to keep in mind, also in the same context, that as things are happening, we have a country. Yes, you're right. The President Jose Yuma Boakai, was on a private jet. I think on the 28th, he left Liberia for Ghana. Key word here is private jet. Very concerning. I've heard other people saying, these are very concerning and troubling things, but people are saying, Liberia is faced with a challenge. Okay, people get different words they can use, but pure deception from the president and his supporters. But even more concerning is it is alleged that it is the same president, it is the same plane, the private plane, that took the vice president or the vice president been riding on, and that plane belongs to the brother, allegedly, of John Mahama, who just won the election. These are concerns, serious concerns, and it should concern all Liberians. Let's forget about the hypocritical part. Let's forget about the deceptive part. But let's focus for a minute on the conflict of interest this could have. The brother of the president-elect of Ghana is a businessman. He's not just passing around giving plane to people to ride for free. No. Business people don't just pass around throw monies on the table, or they're not charity, they're not donors. So they don't just do that. If they're doing that, I mean they have an interest. And so, that being said, what is his interest? What is his interest? Secondly, why should President Jose Yuma Boakai going to visit somebody in Ghana be riding a private jet? Is it part of his budget that is allocated? All of these different things need to be put in context and be scrutinized. And nobody should be afraid to ask these questions. These are questions that must be asked. These are legitimate questions. These are valid questions that Liberian people need to stop asking. Look, we forgot about the criticism. Forgot about criticizing President George Weah. These are some of the reasons President George Weah was never re-elected. And President Jose Yuma Boakai was elected to change the trajectory, to change these things, to fix these things, to ensure that these things don't happen. I hear some people saying, the men are old men, and what do you think? The men need to ride private jet, whatever. No, that's not the standard for the country. That's not the standard. That should not be the standard for the country. It shouldn't be the standard. Then we could say also too, then George Weah was a celebrity. George Weah should be riding private jet. George Weah is an icon, whether you like it or not. We should make excuses around it too. Then shame on all of us who condemned President George Weah back then, who helped President George Weah feed to the fire, who condemned CDC. Shame on all of us too. Since we want to move this country forward, then let's be accountable to the fullest. Let's hold everybody accountable. Then we need to be issuing public apologies to President George Weah, because the standard is when you are old, you will ride private jets as a president. When you are a celebrity, you will ride private jets as a president. In fact, when you become president of Liberia, you will ride private jets. And the Liberian people will shoulder that responsibility and they will pay that bill. Folks, these are some of the things that we're talking about. These are very concerning. We'll flag some of these things out, and we'll leave it with the general public to educate you on it. Mr. Kane, how do you react to this before we get into, the conversation surrounding to the president's back in Ghana, riding the same plane the vice president, private jet, the vice president's rode a couple of times. Very, very, very concerning situation. What say you?
Yeah, sorry. First of all, I want to begin by telling you and Mabel, thank you for all you do for SKTV. and the entire management of Truth FM. Sktv, we are coming back very forcefully. So a few days ago, we were in conversation with some of our colleagues, and we're going to have more coverage. We might have the entire country again, and not just for some time, but for good or for a very long time. So that's a good thing. We receive a call from Grand GDA, people saying that they are mad at us, that we give them something good and we take it back from them. Got a lot of calls. People really, they were enjoying following SKTV from the southeast, and they say they're in darkness now.
Yeah.
We get a lot of information from SKTV. So now that we are now on there, so the contents that are receiving Truth FM, they can get us. But Fredo City, like a lot of calls from that, even yesterday, they were complaining that they're not hearing us again. So we are working on it. And very soon also, our colleague Lawrence will be back. And we'll also be having other colleagues too from Nima County, wherein they'll be relaying, but they will also be on the screen, be able to take calls. So it means that we're going to be taking calls from everywhere in the country. So we'll know exactly what's going on in the country, and the people too will know what is going on. So those are very good development. Hopefully, those of you who have continued to support SKTV, we say kudos to you, and we are admonishing everybody to follow suit and try to support SKTV because we are here to stay. We can want to improve, but we don't want to. We're not going back, honestly speaking. So, still, with that said, I wanted to react to the mob justice that you played earlier on before I can even talk about the politics. Liberians, we are weakest sort of people.
No, but Mr. Kane, we're coming back to it because I'm just there.
Yeah.
That's the mean setting conversation, I beg you.
Oh, okay. So yeah. That's the main conversation, right?
Exactly so.
Because I have a lot to say about that. Yeah, so with regards to the president flying private jets, some people will justify it, some will, criticize it. It just depends who is in power. Same Unity Party people that were accusing George Weah of, flying private jet or insulting him, calling him names, are the ones that are defending Joseph Boakai and Jeremiah Cohn, flying private jets today. They say it's normal. But the country then that, that we know, we don't see those president flying private jet from other country. The country get their own jets. They get the presidential jets because they have the resources. Not only that, they have the money and they're using the money for the right reasons. But I'm getting sick and tired of Joseph Boakai getting old friends. Too many old friends. Where were those old friends when Joseph Boakai was languishing in poverty? After the vice presidency, he was suffering. It was normal. It was suffering. He could not even afford to go to a hospital on his own. They had to fake. They had a fake emergency at the expense of the American taxpayer when he went to Rhode Island. Joseph Boakai was so poor to the extent that Costa became his, I don't know how to call it, but the bank, I don't know the the banker or the bank or the agent, and where he will used to loan money from Stephen Witherspoon, and Witherspoon said, "We're not even loan."
The dependable nephew.
He said two of them, both of them were on payroll. He said he used to give 3,000 to Costa, 3,000 to Joseph Nima Boakai, and we did not see anybody coming to debunk or refute, those allegations. So then all of a sudden we heard Joseph Boakai came and told us that he had an old friend who actually gave him $30 million worth of jello machines on a gentleman agreement. Now he's flying again all around with a private jet for another, old friends. So I don't know how many old friends he has, and all the put surfaced out of a sudden because of he's now president. Unfortunately, so there's no honesty in it. It's alarming, but that's Liberia for you, Steve. Our people in the country, they don't care. They don't care. Joseph Boakai and his stooges, they will continue to do what they are doing. It is unfortunate, but that's the kind of country we have. So at the end of the day, everything boils down to the need for change in Liberia, wherein we can all fight status quo to make sure that we do things differently. We can behave like a normal people, like a normal country, so we can live within our means, and we can live, within the standard that is required of us as a country. So at the end of the day, Steve, the ball is in the court of the Liberian people. We elected somebody who promised change, who promised to rescue, and now the person is adding insult to injury, unfortunately. So it's not making the problem, it's not solving the problem, but making the problem worse. So hopefully Liberian people will get to know, and I believe there will be time Liberian people will vote democratically to, change, their government. And it's necessary, but people, they may not be there right now, but they will get there.
But Mr. Kind of quickly, as you were ending your thought on this part of the conversation, as you are ending your thought, what do you make of both the president and the vice president blatantly, openly, without any respect for the rule of law, doing the same things that were frowned upon, that people spoke about? Both of them riding the same private jet, flying the same private jet in a defiant posture. Not again to the word, telling the world that this is how they've chosen to govern together. Even with President John Weah, we never really saw President John Weah with Joy Howard Taylor on a private jet together. I'm not sure, maybe that happened.
So let me say this. Yeah, let me say this to you. We do not have a functioning government. If we had an effective and functioning legislature, they can call them to question. They can find out, is this free? Is somebody providing these services to the president and the vice president pro bono? Or are they doing it at the expense of the country? Who is responsible? Who is shouldering the responsibility or the cost for these private jets? Is it free? If it's not free, what are some of the implications? Is there any quid pro quo? But we don't have functioning legislature with a spine to question the actions of the president. They're all calling the president the chief. You saw Dillon, who's supposed to be chairman of foreign affairs, who's supposed to, in fact, somehow institute an investigation, because this is foreign activities, while the president is traveling on a private jet, continuously with the vice president. Is this something done pro bono? Is this free of charge? Or this is something that they are doing at the expense of the Liberian people's money? But they don't tell you, say they have the key, has the key of the presidency. So they're all running the government. And at the end of the day, there's no check and balance. Everybody doing whatever they want to do, and nobody holding anybody responsible. So at the end of the day, Joseph Baga will get what he wants. He will do whatever he likes, and nothing will happen. That's Liberia for you.
So it is okay for both the president and the vice president to blatantly, openly disregard the rule of law, even with all of the laws we have on books that you can't receive gifts at a certain time, you can't do this, you can't do that. But both of them decided, they know it. Both of them being in the Senate, because Joseph Yuman Braga as vice president served as president of the Senate for 12 years. Jeremiah Kuhn was in the legislature for I think maybe eight years or more or less. He turned around, he went to the Senate for a certain amount of time, and they're acting like they don't know what's going on. They are disrespecting the laws of the lands. They are acting as though they're newcomers to this thing, or they just elected them. That they have no connection with the Liberian politics, so they don't even know the laws on books. I mean,
So to even agree with you, Steve, further, I think maybe I'll come here after this. If somebody argue that these are our friends, how many times did you fly with this friend when you were a private citizen? How many times did you receive the opportunity to even talk to this friend, so-called friend, or friends, when you were not in the presidency or vice presidency? How many times did you fly with them, with him or with her, or with those friends? So everything they say about this whole friendship thing is all lies. It's all fiasco. They are getting those opportunity because of a quid pro quo. They're not going to do it for free, and nobody supposed to be receiving some free thing when you're president.
Exactly so.
Because there is something called conflict of interest. But who is there to hold the president accountable or responsible? The legislature. They're not doing it because nobody's there. They're spying. They're all holding behind the president. The president, whatever, it's like so say one, so say all. Maybe I don't know. Are we going for a news bulletin?
Well, I don't think so because I'm not getting any information from our news team. So I think we're going to continue with the broadcast up to 8 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bebo. Thank you so much for the update. Bebo, really quick.
Before we go though, this weekend people actually didn't show up. The last time we checked, it was about only $40 we made on Friday. Saturday, I don't know whatever you got yesterday. I'm not sure because we did not receive anything. So those of you who are yet to support us for this weekend, we are, we're all ears. So support us. We want to see the support, we are speaking of being, expanded. We're going to expand the platform. We're going to make sure that we are back all over the place in the country, wherein we can hear for all Liberians, for all walks of life, where they can participate from various countries to all three corners of the country. That's the only way we can change Liberia. People have to be receiving the messages. They got to be learning. They got to get the education they need They got to know what is going on in the country. They got to know how their people, the people that they elected, how they are performing. They got to know how they are stealing the country resources for themselves, how they are now working on behalf of the people who elected them, how the representatives are not representing anybody but themselves. So it is very, very important that you support SKTV. But like we said the last time, if you do, we'll be here. If you don't, we'll also be here. But we can do so much with your support. It's like, a supplement. And God created us with all kind of natural things in our system. But at the same time, when you get to a certain age, those vitamins, I don't know about Liberia, but other people in other part of the world, you get to a certain age, those supplements, supplemental vitamins and other things that you got to be, taking it to keep your system engaged, to keep your system fit. So we need those kind of supplement financially to make sure that you helping us get, where we need to be. That will also give you what you need to hear or what you need to know in terms of information and education. I don't want to say that, Steve.
Yes. So tell us, let me add up to you also and say to our people, even though we come here with our different views, sometimes people get angry. Some of our supporters, they feel like, okay, so maybe you are something that we don't know. We'll come here. That's the beauty. Don't get angry because maybe won't disagree on the other side, or maybe Steve or Monk, or maybe Sekou, so you get angry. No. Continue to support. He said, "One better Liberia," and that's the only way, because we all can be on the same side. So thank you. So yes, on to what happened. I think Sekou, once upon a time, I can say, because I don't know what is there yet. When you talk about the Constitution, Article 61, I can still recall. So it's like most of our presidents, they are using Article 61 against their own country, forgetting to know that the country is in a deplorable condition, forgetting to know that Liberia is far from development, forgetting to know that Liberia is still dangling into poverty. But they are using Article 61 because they feel that they are free. Nobody going to hold them accountable. Anything they let them do, they let in front, they even do anything, that's just free of charge. So they are using that to abuse Liberia. And that's the problem for me I have with most of our presidents. It is your right to associate maybe with one of your friends or not. But get this in mind, that you were not once upon a time associating with your friends when you were struggling. But by the time you become president, then you use Article 61 on your own people. So, Sekou, for me, I think the people, all of the presidents will be coming back to back, including the former president, including even the current president who's been into position, Steve, for more than 42 years, will use Article 61 against his own people, against his own struggling country. Then, we're not going nowhere.
Okay. Well, like you and Mr. Cannon said, you couldn't have said it any better. And Mr. Cannon raises a very important point that, the legislature, is the arm of the government that should exert these kind of check and balances. When you hear people saying, the legislature, 3 cardinal function, and they're there for check, that is their role. That's why when this entire government started, if some of you can recall, we said when Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence, who is the current Senate pro tem, when what is Speaker Fanati Kofa started causing up to President Boakai, we said these things should not be done because it has the ability to impair or prevent them from being independent or from taking certain actions. Look, yes, Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence, Senator Darius Deloma have campaigned with the president. They were on his side. When you take office, it's a total different ballgame because now you become independent. Same thing with Amara Kone. When it started, we said Amara Kone, the president-elect, Amara Kone should not be chasing the president-elect in New York. They should not be passing around. He shouldn't be doing that. That's not his role. Anything he wants to do to with the president, let it be on record, let it be clear, so there is no conflict of interest, so it does not show that the independence will be taken away. We were saying these things because we wanted to ensure that we don't come to these days where the place they're supposed to function, supposed to ask the necessary questions, they're not restricted or they're not somehow caught in the middle. Because we knew these days would come. We knew there will be time where you got to hold, even if you support our president, you got to hold the president accountable. You got to ask the necessary questions, and you got to ensure that the president comes to you and makes report because you are the representative or the Liberian people. When we said these things, people started fighting us. People started cussing. But here we are today now. It looked like we don't have a first branch of government because everybody is silent, everybody is mute. And nobody has anything to say. And look like this is something that, and let's say we say, anything the president wants, he gets it. And that's not how it's supposed to be. We cannot function, we cannot move forward if we're going to operate like this, if we're going to live like this. So this is concerning that Senator Yomli Kanga lawyers who were making laws during Jowiya time, Dara still on who were making laws, where are they today? The light, where's the light? Where is the light?
So Steve, may one make mention of Article 61 of the Liberian Constitution. If you look at Article 62, that's why I said that our legislature is dysfunctional. They're not working. So Article 61, even though Article 61 gave the president blanket amnesty, that the president shall be immune from any suit, action, or proceeding, judicial or otherwise, and from arrest, detention, or other action on account of any act done by him while president of Liberia, pursuant to any provision of this constitution or any other laws of the Republic. President shall not, however, be immune from prosecution upon removal from office for the commission of criminal act done while president. Then Article 62 was very clear. The president and the vice president can be removed from office by impeachment for treason, bribery, and other felonies. What else? Joseph Boagai was engaged in bribery. Joseph Boagai has allegedly committed all the above crimes mentioned. But because the legislature can remove the man, the legislature can remove him, he and the vice president. If the vice president was directly involved with the removal of Konati Kufa, after somebody from the legislature came out with the cash money, publicly announcing that bribery occurred, there were no investigation launched. There were no investigation initiated. They said the justice Ministry of the Justice System can initiate an investigation when there is something called prima facie or probable cause. If somebody came out and said, I was bribed, what else do you need? And they say, I have the proof to show you. I have the money here. I was bribed. There were no investigations, Steve. We said it here that these are impeachable offenses. But guess what? We don't have a legislature. We don't have a functioning government. The justice ministry of the justice system is not independent. The president is in control of all three branches of government. It was like that during Jowiya time. It's like that doing Joseph Boakai. It will be like that doing any other president until we decide to change the way we do things in Liberia. That's why I can announce to you people tonight that there will be a change in Liberia. You can choose to be a part of it. You can choose to stay on the fence. Or you can choose to stay with the status quo. But there will be serious change. There will be a rude awakening democratically in Liberia. Trust me, it will happen. Because we can't continue to live like this, Steve. We have all the laws on the books. But the implementation, the execution, the enforcement arms of the government of the laws, they are dysfunctional. I don't know.
It's quite frustrating sometimes. But like you said, speaking of all of this, Mr. Kane, you talking about dysfunctional, you're talking about the justice ministry and all of that. Let's come to the most recent video, the mob justice that we saw today. What does that say? Because other people are going to watch this tomorrow. The international community is going to wake up to this news after during the weekend, us seeing an entire nation or country that use, I don't know if you saw that video that day here, use poo-poo water to cut off fire from in a car on a major street in the capital city. Daylight, broad daylight. But that's not only that. The next thing that proceeds, Liberians gather to murder, create mob justice, kill another set of Liberians in the name of allegedly stealing motorbike or motorcycle or stealing something. They literally on the streets, broad daylight. What does that say? What does that say about the country? What does that say about the leaders?
So it says that we do not have a functioning government. We do not have law enforcement in our country. We do not have a functioning justice system. It means that the country is at a crossroad. If we don't be careful, God forbid, Liberia could gradually return to the dark days. Because where there is no law and order, if we encourage mob justice, people will begin to defend themselves.
Yep.
And when everybody defend themselves, when they have no law and order, we have nobody in control, then the whole country will be in chaos, which is very unfortunate. I hope we're not get to that point. But Steve, let's look at this from another angle. How much is a motorbike in Liberia? $800, right? Maybe $1,000.
Yeah.
Because one of my picking,
they have some for $850, $900, $950, $1,000, just like that.
So Liberians are getting angry, burning or stoned to death. Another Liberian who is accused of stealing $800 or $1,000. But yet the same Liberian people celebrate. Real criminals that steals millions of dollars on a daily basis. What does that say to you? What does that say to you? You celebrate people who come and confess the stealing. You listen to your president. You're not angry. You didn't get on the street. You were not offended. You were not outraged by your president making pronouncement that I encourage you, those who are involved in stealing and corruption. And they're not stealing $100. They're not stealing $1,000. You're killing somebody for stealing $800 or $1,000. But yet, you are celebrating those who are stealing millions of dollars. How do you justify that? How do you compromise those things, Steve? That's why we said we need a real change in Liberia. Change is needed. And it's needed now, not even tomorrow, not even day after tomorrow. If we don't change, we may not have a country down the line. You think about this, Steve. You process this. How do you process this? That you kill somebody for stealing $1,000, and then you celebrate somebody for stealing $1 million, $10 million, $20 million, $40 million. You're celebrating them. Let me give you an example. They are killing people over there for stealing $1,000. No amount of stealing is good. $500, $100, 1 cent, 2 cents, 1 million. Nobody should be stealing. Also, justice should be blind. Selective justice cannot cut it. Take for example, Steve, our Liberian leaders, our politicians, they dine and wine with a spoon. Who is guilty, confessed of stealing $104 million from the federal government? Our people are proud. Joseph Parker was proud to raise money on that platform with children with a spoon, leading the charge. If you can wine and dine with a criminal, confessed, I got nothing against Tinto as a person. Let me be clear with you. But we should set standard. We should set standard. Stanton is proudly discussing people activities in Liberia, accusing other people of stealing, of corruption. Can you imagine? What is the moral rectitude? On which moral ground can Stanton stand on to even talk about stealing and corruption? But yeah, you have our government official. You have our government official even coming, reporting themselves to Stanton, judging them, holding them accountable. What kind of country is this? What kind of country? People got no moral, people got no dignity, no proud. I'm not saying don't go on Spoon. Spoon Network is an institution, but do not go under the voice of the man who is confessed and also convicted, who has been sentenced by the federal government for defrauding the federal government. Not small money, $104 million. You have the nerve. So you're encouraging somebody to steal. And then you have no pride of yourself, you have no dignity, you don't feel embarrassed. Even all the people I can see actually, lurking behind Stanton. CEO, hey, all that, they're a bunch of shameless people. They got no pride for themselves. They got no dignity. They got no value. You can simply remove Stanton from that place. Let the network be by itself. Other people can be there.
Most definitely so.
I'm not against, or Spoon's network, but I against the so-called moralists, so-called, they call them honorables, proud to go and sit under a convicted criminal. Here, the senator of New Jersey was just removed.
Bob Menendez.
Menendez.
Yeah.
For associating with corruption. Senator was removed. Long-serving senator. Democratic senator. We have Democratic president right now. The city mayor of New York, he's under investigation right now. You know for what? For accepting gift. They're not supposed to accept. For people taking you to, giving hotel. One of the justices of the Supreme Court, Clarence Thomas, is being discussed right now for accepting gifts from millionaires to go in private jets, to go to beaches and hotel. People are saying that he should resign from the Supreme Court. These are the people who come here, they take proud to come to America. They take proud to come here and go to school. They send their children here to school. Most of them have lived here. They work here. And they live under the rule of law. They respect the rule of law when they live here. When they go to Liberia, Liberia is just trash. They got no integrity. They got no dignity. They have no value. That's why we have to work together to change that country. Otherwise, it's not going to change. Because they are against it. Because they are accustomed to what is going on right now. They like and they love it. Because they feel that the people are stupid. They're not going to revolt. They're not going to change. They will continue to manipulate them. They will continue to leverage them. They will continue to use them. So it is incumbent upon us to change that country, to educate our people of their right. Let us stop killing each other for $1,000 and then celebrating people who's taking $1 million from you. Calling them insult, calling them honorable. Even some of them, when you call someone representative by their name, they say, "Oh, call them honorable." When you call President Joseph Boakai, you say Joseph Boakai, you call him president. People, they don't have respect for the rule of law. They got no respect for the people who are voting for them. They got no respect for anybody. But you want us to respect them. I will stop there for now, Steve.
Well, let me just ask something up here as we'll be headed to the lines, because we want people to call in early so that we have enough time to interact with our people. Just why if, I want to ask this question. Why if they allege guys who allegedly stole something, why if those guys were following the commands of President Joseph Boakai to go and steal so that it could benefit their families and their loved ones too? Maybe the bikes or whatever they stole allegedly could help provide food for their family. Just why if? That is the instruction they were following, because they are staunch supporters of the president. They believe in what the president says. They heard what he said, and they want to capitalize on what the president said because the president openly opened everything. Just why if that's the case? The same way how when President George Weah was president and he made a pronunciation that Liberia should get CCTV, and when Gifted Lamade, in that same time after he made that pronunciation, Gifted Lamade met their untimely death. There were no CCTV. What if somebody acted because they knew that there were no CCTV? That's why we say presidents should not talk loosely. They should not make certain statements, and it shouldn't be political. You should be clear about what you say, because you have supporters, you have people that you are leading. They will act even in America, when Donald Trump said that the Proud Boys should stand back and stand by. January 6th, when he lost the elections to Biden, what happened? And the guys came out because of the rhetoric, the things that he said. So we are saying, and we said before, that the president should be careful about what he says, because it has impact on the nation. So why if these boys were acting up on what the president said to feed their family and take care of themselves, so they went allegedly to steal and they took their lives? This is troubling, folks. This is confusing. This is very tiring and perplexing. It's like Sekou said, we'll provide the information, we'll get involved. But Mr. Kane, you were talking about, you were talking about Stanton, and these are some of the deceptions. These are some of the things that we need to graduate from in order to move forward. You can't lay one standard for a certain group of people, but then you who criticizing this thing today, you have a total different standard. The president sat on a platform, not before, after this man confessed. We'll say sometimes people who are on the platform think we don't like them, we're against them, or we're disrespecting them or whatever. But here is the truth of the matter. Let's forget about the guests then that can come. Even the people who claim to be educated are still sitting on that same platform with Stanton Witherspoon. What does that say about their integrity and their credibility as well? This has nothing to do with perfection. It has everything to do with when you decide to set a certain standard, then you must have lines that you can cross. You can't say you're an honorable person, but you are a dishonorable person doing dishonorable things, but you want us to see you as honorable person. It doesn't make any sense, though. So
Steve, not to cut you off, like some of our fans here, right? Some of our supporters and fans who also behave the same way. We should talk about other people, their criminal behavior. We should talk about the government officials in Liberia and their criminal behavior. We should talk about Unity Party people and their criminal behavior. We should talk about CDC on their criminal behavior. But because they know Stanton, because they are in sympathy with Stanton Witherspoon, we shouldn't mention Stanton Witherspoon. Those kind of things we want to graduate from. And those are the reasons why Sktv, we have no loyalty to anybody. Our loyalty is to Liberia and Liberian people. We respect everybody. But I think we should be honored. We should be honest to ourselves.
Yep.
We should respect ourselves and use the same standard, use the same yardstick for everybody. It is called moral. It is called integrity. It is called honesty. The topic is not about Stanton Witherspoon, but we cannot discuss Joseph Boakai corruption, Joseph Boakai government corruption, and his government officials corruption without mentioning some of the activities. Joseph Boakai was on payroll from Stanton Witherspoon stolen money. You don't want us to mention that? When Stanton Witherspoon himself had the audacity to come and say, I had Costa and Joseph Boakai on my payroll, 3,000 each. Stanton said it on the Spoon Network. Yeah, after that, the entire Joseph Boakai and the Unity Party, they were there following the Spoon Network, using Spoon Network to campaign, and they everything on Spoon Network. They never defeated it. They never denied it. That whatever Stanton said was a lie. You know what they did? They were all insulting Costa. Who broke the news? Well, the man who came and confirmed that yes, indeed, I was giving the money. They never had the moral rectitude. They never had the moral, the dignity, the integrity to even open their mouth because of the level of hypocrisy in our Liberian community.
But
Liberia will never change, Steve, with that kind of behavior.
But you know what's even troubling? You know what's even troubling? You know what's troubling?
Yeah.
Let's agree that this is the past. I'm seeing some of these same people, whether Stanton is joking or not, that he wants to run 2029 for a senatorial position in Monserrado. I am seeing these same people even welcoming the idea.
Yeah.
You see where the mind is? Even if it is a joke, the fact that you even entertain that means that you are either
it's not a joke. It's not a joke.
No, but Mr. Kanye, I'm saying someone could tweak it and say, oh, we're just joking or just playing around to see. The fact that you even entertain, okay, you said Delon is a liar. I'm not a supporter of Delon. I don't think Delon should be senator of Monserrado again. But we now get no good people in Liberia with credibility. We should replace one liar and one crook with a convicted criminal who will possibly go to jail, do his time, and come back out. Then you get in position when he behaves criminally. And you say,
Yeah.
Let's choose me again.
So that's the right standard for Liberia. And Joseph Parker just gave.
I don't understand.
And Joseph Parker just gave lucrative power to a woman who was guilty of murder.
Yes.
And Joseph Parker released her, and give her, appoint her to the oil company, make her chair on the board. So that's the standard for Liberia. If you want to be good in Liberia, you want to be voted for in Liberia, you got to be a confessed and convicted criminal, and you got to be a rogue, you got to be a liar, you got to be a serious. This is why I said people that they run Costa. Costa came and squad. You remember that video that Costa made? How you were going to be rich, how the money that you're going to make, how you're going to even loan Liberia for money. But you're not going to refuse to take it. That video, I was watching that video yesterday. I laughed so hard. But then they put in like that good for Liberia. Now you vilify one criminal, one liar, but then you embrace another one. So Liberia, by the way, I heard Costa wants to run. I heard Stanton want to run. And I know Sekutu want to run. So let's see. The criminal there was the good people. We'll see what happens. If you choose the criminal there too, then we're talking.
Well, but Mr. Kane, if some of them engage,
now will that be easy?
As funny as it sounds, if the Liberian people chooses,
me I'm considering no.
Let me correct myself, Mr. Kane. I think if the Liberian people choose a criminal over serious-minded people without any criminal record to do what is right, I wouldn't be shocked. They convicted Bill Twowley. Let me say convicted. Accused Bill Twowley from the United States government.
Sanctioned Bill Twowley.
Sanctioned. He was accused and sanctioned.
Bill Twowley.
My profile. Oh my man, don't just
my county of birth, Makini County, where I was born. We have 2 sanctioned senators. We broke the history in the world. They voted for McGill overwhelmingly. And they're passing around, even on TV, on radio, saying McGill is the best senator of 2024. Look, it will take work. It will require time. We'll play our part. But we are on a venture to not only have this conversation, to get involved and see how best we can get this country on the right trajectory. We can only bring it to our people. We have a lot of work to do. The people need to wake up. The people need to be alert. They need to be informed, and they need to make informed decisions. So, I mean, like you said, this conversation today is not about Stanton or Spoon Talk or whatever. But we're just giving relevant examples.
Yeah, you just mentioned as a point of reference.
Exactly. Relevant examples or whatever. And there's no hate against anybody. We don't hate Stanton. No, none of us hate Stanton. It's not personal. There's no issue here, but we are pointing to some of these things so that when we're about to make this decision going forward, we can be informed and know what's going on and be careful about how we make choices or whatever it is. You're saying we shouldn't come on the show and talk harsh and be like day and be combative. Now we are professional. We are going easy. Like the French people can say, do sema. We hope that you guys will respond to and not be defensive and not make excuses. Melbourne, it's up to you now for all to take some calls.
Well, yeah, so quickly before I take calls, let me just chip in and say yes to what you and Segu been saying, that these are things that really affect us as people, because the good people are there and the bad ones are there. So at the end of the day, sometimes the bad one overshadow the good one. So sometimes we all will get angry and say this and that, against some of their will, or sometimes some of the things they do. But like what Seku said about our people with maybe the system, the thing they do, and so forth. But Seku, quickly before I go to the line, our people are just so surprising. Let me just say that, with the election things, people that gave them, I don't know how come, where you want to sell your belly just for few time or just maybe for short time, because somebody gave you one bag of rice or maybe half bag of rice for 26, or maybe for Christmas or maybe for New Year, you fall prey to that. and at the end of the day, by the time you say election time, you go and vote for that person. Are you not thinking? So we still have a long way to go, like you said. We have to educate our people more so they can know about these things, because how beg or rest is not the way of life. The best thing to do is development and bring jobs so that our people can work. So thank you. Let me move now to the line and interact with our people back so that they too can be part. Hello? Yeah, man, dear, go ahead. Thank you, my dear brother. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead, Abby.
I always listen to the show Sktv and Spoon Talk Show. But what I want to say is this. You guys on the Sktv, you are promoting Sunday with Spoon. Because as I listen to the both show, I never one day hear from Sunday with Spoon to mention anybody from Sktv. But you guys always, they know that criminal, they are this and that. You got American people, they are not stupid people. Sorry for that. But they are not stupid people. If they expect to commit a crime, and I listen from the beginning, everything I listen to the show. From January, the sentence will be in detention, 2024. After that, now, the guy is sure, he compared his show. He said, no.
All right, thank you. At least I team you. Hello?
Sorry for the feedback.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear.
My name is Stephen Rogers Anthony from Brownfield.
Go ahead.
By the way, the middle of the screen model of my unit magazines.
Okay.
And today, my feel will be very great.
But we're getting feedback, man. Maybe.
Yeah, I know quite a radio up, please.
My radio is off. I'm not near radio.
Okay, I think much better now.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. We'll get you now, loud and clear.
Let me come to the point. I'm a shareholder view that Mr. Stanton Waterspoon is not somebody that's supposed to be preaching integrity or somebody who's supposed to be criticizing order for corruption when they have a stigma on him. But the thing is that what the preacher couldn't say is truth. Instead of blaming Stanton Waterspoon, we should blame the Americans for keeping Alpha now. I think he should bear his punishment for a crime that is committed, that is wrong, because the action may lead to the death of thousands of Americans. I think that he should not be preaching or preaching integrity second to the president's statement. I don't think the president was endorsing corruption. The executive marshal already made the clarification, and they say the person who made the statement is the best interpreter of their own statement. So that's why I can start.
All right, thank you, my dear brother. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Let me say good evening to Monk and other people. You see, there's a brother will continue to run private jet. There's a brother have total disregard. Anyway, this is David King. I call you my friend of the resident.
Yeah, President Bwaka, David, please.
Yeah.
Hello, David, President Bwaka, go ahead.
Maybe the man is free to call the man President or Joseph Bwaka. I mean, Joseph Bwaka. There's no crime there.
And this is why I always live in the Vandela when we say the rescue mission, I said the rascal mission. I mean, it is true. It is true because they're very Abraham Muhammad who always giving Mr. Poon and Mr. Bwaka a airplane to fly on. This man gives the people from the police again. So whatever you see in the street, our police are using, it was donated by Abraham Muhammad. And he gave 2 generators for our airport. So that is to tell you how much popular people that Abraham Muhammad have now in Liberia. So if there will be anything that somebody will hold the border and the food shop, I think the Liberian Senate, they are all compromised. The House of Representatives, most of the guys there are compromised. You saw kind of 5G budget, they put their part. All right, and nothing is in that budget for the Liberian people.
All right, thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Boss, and the Circle Steve and that of President Moore. I'm Peter Dominicato across from Honor Street that in White Johnsonville. Thank you very much for the fascinating discussion this morning. You know, the attitude and the decimal performance and the corrupt attitude of President Bwaka and entire cabinet apparat is not a surprise to us. We knew Joseph Bwaka was very much corrupt, and that's why we were during the campaign time we were promoting the message, educating our people, but it did not listen. More and other guys were there telling them that it was we that were corrupt. That's what today they want to shine for the reality. And the reality is just you can't compare we are with Joseph Bwaka. Joseph Bwaka use private jet from here to Lofa. That's the first time in history. And then from Lofa, come back to the mountain, use it. Then they come back to Monrovia, use it again. You went to Ghana. Why the look at the state-run university, send this government to power. This is the first time that the state-run university, almost half a year, they are being closed and due to lack of government or inability of the government to pay the staffers here. Schools are not inadequate. Every sector of the Liberian society and their decent business send this particular government to power.
All right, thank you so much. To this caller, good evening. Hello? Well, keep a calls coming 077-285-971. That's the number to call here on the SKTV show. To this caller, hello? Yeah, go ahead, Chief. Your name and from where you join us? Great. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, I just want to appeal to Arizona Committee. And Tiawan Conglo, including the lady who ran with coming, and Mr. Moruva. You know, they were not thinking about us, they were thinking about 2029. So I want to form women of women that have been waiting. Because now, people are not thinking about the Liberian people, they need to think about the church. So these people, our politicians now here, we want for them to put themselves together, that will be terminating these people, that people will know that yes, somebody is after us. But for now, nothing they do, they're lying the Liberian people anyway. So these people will get now that will depending on us. They should come in now and form themselves that they will know that yes, somebody is after us or somebody come to take the presidency. So they can know that they will be out 2020 now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. To this caller, good evening. Yeah, my dear, go ahead.
This is the voice of Peter Stein. I joined you from Oakland, the Shufu. The issue about the malfire is the one that caught my attention this evening. You know my life?
Yes, go ahead. You are live on Truth FM and the SKTV show.
Okay. You see, you guys are doing a good work, but after you gotta go deeper and do some investigation. These guys that you're pleading for, they are there and they give more violence too. I don't know why you're following that they are being increased in the death of motorcyclists in Ghana and shootings. These are gangs that when they go to you for your own property, they either kill you or they inflict some kind of wound on you before they get a property from you. Those guys are primarily in the first shoot of Monrovia, like we don't have police. And when you try to get one of them, tell them that they declare to the police to be the thing, after a few moments you see them outside again doing that normal. So what do we do? You are talking about them playing the price of bag that is 800. Do you know why on average a bureau go to before they get 800 USD? Do you know what we'll go to? Some of the thing on the mother bag to see our family. Then somebody will grab it and they're carrying to go buy liquor and then they get on to drink. Then they put into for nothing suffering. Then we should grab them. After that, we see them outside. So then they use after what they're on to get a bag. Then they got guns. They will fight for their own mother bag. So when we grab them and we see them outside, what do we do? You are just telling the breakdown of the rule of law will bring about more violence. Then when we get under the police, they got a sugar daddy in the police. They are connected. These are gangsters. They got people high. So when we carry them to go, we take them and put them outside and we kind of inflict more harm and casualty on us. So what we'll do, when we grab them, they will know that no result in the police station or in the court. When we carry them, they can put them outside. We'll just finish them. By doing that, they are not that.
All right, to this caller, don't finish people. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. I think we'll cross over later. But go ahead.
When is Steve coming to Liberia?
You say?
When is Steve coming to Liberia?
What's your name and your man? The people were here the few days. You can't talk about when they come in. If they will tell you, are they coming? But how does that from who? From
I
you?
mean, who is the person that talking for? The person that will
Hey,
identify.
what's your name? You know what call your name when they come in?
My name is, let me call my name. I'm not afraid to call my name. My name is Emmanuel E. Richardson.
Okay, where you live?
I'm Johnny from Bannerville. I live from my area.
Where you live?
Bannersville.
Okay, tell you
Big area, Bannerville, where?
Steve can see, you can always call a boy, you can't get high say.
Yeah, but the next time
I can look for you.
I will look for you, Emmanuel. And you live in Bannerville, which where?
My man, don't come with for time. So let's call up for you, man. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, thank you. Thank you. We not can be attacking people. Yeah, I don't want you all take call from that side too.
No, it's okay. You know, we'll take it. Nobody call that's fine. But let's react to the callers. So I hope all of you that call, you are listening. We did not criticize you for taking action on criminals, but we criticize you for taking action only on small criminal and leave the big criminal in. That's what we are saying. Instead, you getting angry and burn or kill somebody who's stealing $800 from you. What are you doing to the person or the people who are taking $1 million from you daily? You're celebrating them. Why should you celebrate them? That's the point. We are not saying you don't have a right to defend yourself. I know some of those criminals, they are armed. Some of them, they are very bad. They can kill, they can harm people. And in self-defense, you can do anything you want to do if you're defending yourself. But what about other criminals? They're not coming to you with gun. They're not coming to you with acid water. But in daylight, they're stealing the resources of your country. Now, $1,000, not $800, but they're stealing it in millions. So we are telling you, instead of you just getting vexed, getting angry, and killing the boy who is stealing motorbike, you should be angry. You should be more angry and more outraged on the people who are stealing more money from you. But then in Liberia, people will defend BB criminal, BB road, and then kill small road. That's what we're saying. Okay, let's say if you're going to kill somebody who is stealing $1 million, who's stealing $1,000 from you, or $800 from you. So what are you going to do with a road who's stealing $1 million from you? And the other main punishment is killing. So what would be the punishment of somebody who is stealing $1 million from you? So
and the brother, have you seen a man that will go down to your generation?
Yeah, and now they're stealing the money from you and putting the country in debt. Your children, the children will be in debt. The country will be in debt. The country will be impoverished. The country will be poor. At the end of the day, they are the reason why we are not like Ghana. They are the reason why you got no good hospital. They are the reason why in fact, some of you are turned to keke driver because get a rider because you know what? The money that's just going to create job for you to be making good money, making good wages, living wages, and live better life. But they are the reason why you are not getting clean running water in your house. They are the reason why you're not getting electricity in your house. They are the reason why you're getting a lot of Zogos now turn criminal because there's nothing for them to do. Some people go to school. Some of you go to school right now, graduate with a degree, nothing to do. And you know what the reason for that? Those people who are stealing the $1 million for you. But you're not getting angry at them. You celebrate them, you defend them. You come here, when we criticize them, you get very on us. You get angry at us, why we have to criticize them. But then you're getting bad on other people who are stealing $1,000 from you. That's point we're making. Instead of you getting angry on the $1,000 man, you should show similar anger or even more anger or resentment against people who stealing $1 million from you. That's the point we are making. So I hope you will get the understanding. We are not telling you that don't defend yourself. We are not telling you that those guys who are stealing motorbike, they are doing the right thing. We are not saying that. It's wrong. Any stealing is bad. Also, we should be angry at all the road. We should not defend some road and kill the other one. That's the point we are making.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. I got a caller here quickly. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. What's your name? Where you calling from, please?
My name is Abu Sharif.
Abu, you gotta come to the phone and speak a little louder, please. I can barely hear you. Yeah, I think it's a little better now. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, Brother Sekou and Moses, let me tell you this here, what Stanton is doing. You guys forget it. Stanton, that's what Stanton is saying, want to run. It's not joking. I mean, it's not joking. He's very serious about that. You know, if you look at the trend, every time I know criticize Delon heavily, even though I'm not a Delon supporter, and he will criticize normally. And he knows very well that you cannot be supporting a current government and win Maserado. And if you guys look at the trend these days, since he came out and said he want to run for representative, senator position 2029, you've been seeing it. You've been criticizing unity party government heavily. And these guys are going against it. And for you to win Maserado, you have to be anti-government. I mean, the anti-regime. I mean, you are part of the trend that used to become a senator, right? So you can't be friends with the current government or the sitting government to win Maserado. That it can't happen. So that thing that I think the best joking, don't be surprised like Repo is somebody going to vote for Stanton.
Thank you.
People lost criminals. The people lost criminals for Moses. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, let me respond to like Sekou did. Let me respond to some of the callers. First of all, I want to say thanks to all of the callers. To the brother that called and said, we're promoting Stanton or whatever it is. That's your view. You're entitled to it. But in any normal society, in any reasonable society or whatever it is, people make references to relevant issues, situations, and people. That's what people do. People are not afraid. If Stanton does not call our name on his show, it doesn't mean anything. We could care less. Who wants a criminal to be promoting anyways? Who? And our calling of his name is not in promotion, it's to point out to you that he's a criminal. And who told you that because he hasn't gone to jail yet, I mean, he's not a criminal? Who told you that the American people will do things like you're in Liberia? Who told you that? The American people got rights in the country, and you can appeal even when you are wrong. When you are convicted, you can appeal your time or whatever it is. There are processes, there are systems, there are things you got to do to meet up with it. Now, when you are exhaust all options, then they go now at the end of the day, you will still have to do your time. And if they say for some reason you will not do certain time, they will provide reasoning why you will not do it, and it will be justifiable to the public. Nothing is behind the horse. So that does not exclude him. It does not mean that he's not a confessed and a convicted criminal. When you type in his name, he does not have his passport. He does not have his right to vote. He does not have all of those things. So let me tell you now. So that mentality we got over there, we need to work on changing it and adjust ourselves. And listen, I guess when we call Delon Niye, that Delon is disappointing. When we call Yombly Niye, we're promoting her too. When we call Magio Niye, we're promoting him too. When we call President John Weah Niye, point out that the things that he did, we're promoting him. When we call Joseph Boakai Niye, we're promoting Joseph Boakai. What kind of mentality is this? We're trying to help you change your mindset, but you are just set in your ways that everything people say, you got to turn it around and make excuses around it. So you haven't learned this at your age, and you still calling it, hey, no, you're promoting a man. Hey, you're promoting a man. I know that somebody who's so pass around and promote criminals. Do I know like that? My brother, it's time for us to reason. We are saying anything to educate you, to inform you, and to tell you the path that Joseph Boakai took and the path that they are on, they're similar. And if anybody were to do that, we will say these people should not be considered for public offices because the people are showing you signs and signals. They're showing you it. So if you're not learning other world, we'll leave it with you. Go look at it the way you want to look at it. To the general callers, Mr. Kane, to the people that call and were frustrated about the situation, some of them, call President Boaka, or whatever it is. Let me say this. I think people have the right and freedom of speech. If somebody don't want to call somebody honorable leader alone, on a platform, we don't dictate to people how they want to call people or who they want to call people. Somebody can come and say, don't call them crazy me. If you don't want to get them title, that's fine. You can call them by the phone, nothing wrong with that. You can call them Boaka, you can call me Steve here, you can call me whatever you want. Don't just use insulting word to me. I don't care how way you want to call my phone name. So long you call my name, I don't have a problem. So, I mean, at the end of the day, again, we are here to move forward, to move the country forward. We don't want to go backwards. We don't.
Yes.
Mr. Kane, one important point, I beg you. Let me make the important point.
Okay.
I want to disagree with the callers that call here and say because the bikers, some of the bikers or some of the guys will rob you and they will do this, so when you catch them, you should automatically kill them. I want to disagree with you. Let me tell you why I want to disagree with you. You know, Sekou says something that's very important that maybe people never listen to. When Joseph Boaka openly said people could steal and corrupt the country, you didn't get vexed. You didn't get vexed. Magio said the same thing. You didn't get vexed to go after Magio. You didn't go after Boaka. Why go after an innocent person who's looking for food? The one Boaka then doing to you. The one Magio then did to you. The one Jawia then did to you. The one Jeremiah Kun is doing. The one normally Kanga Lawrence then, Delon then. Even Fanatic Kofa then doing to you. Go look at the salaries then that they're taking. It's worse than what I got did. It's million, trillion times worse. You're not vexed. You call on the show, you make excuses for them. You defend them, but you go and attack and kill your brother who you see in the street every day because he stole a bag. Why are we? Who are we? What's going on? Mr. Kane, it's up to you.
So I have one caller here. I want to take that caller, and then I'll react to some of the callers. Yeah, caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, Sekou, how you doing, brother? This is Favor calling from Seattle.
How you doing, my brother? Welcome.
Yeah, Sekou, man, thank you for always giving some of us the opportunity, man. This is the point I want to stress. We're talking about, hearing Steve talking about people in Liberia, somebody stole motorbike and no action, but people stealing medium. Yesterday, when Jovia was president, the whole internet was flooded. People going to Congress, people going to the State House, to Washington, presenting documents to put people on sanction. Comey is there paying this money, going in this meeting. Where are these people today? The same thing happening in our country. And one thing again I want to stress on before I leave. We're talking about this Stanton guy. I'm not Stanton fan. But the crown that Stanton commit and the crown that America, the United States president-elect, commit, which one is the greatest? Today, Donald Trump is president. How many times that he was convicted? That puts you where it belongs. Thank you, my brother.
Mr. Kane, let me say something. I beg you. 1 minute. Yeah. I beg you. 1 second.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Is that caller living in America?
Yeah, he lives in Seattle.
Is Donald Trump or America asking Liberia for AIDS or anything? Let me say this. Secondly to that caller, it's okay for you to come and advocate for your party or whatever it is. But let's not lie on people. Mr. Cummings, there is no record. Mr. Cummings did not pay any money. You see, these are some of the things that people pass around with in a lie and gullible society taking around with it. I'm not here to defend Mr. Cummings, but on this show, where we know the facts and we know the records, unless you can provide contrary, we will check you. You don't come here and bring your CDC talking point, Unity Party talking point, ANC talking point, or what you call them, whatever party you part of, whatever group you are part of. You don't bring that talking point on the line. Mr. Cummings did not pay any money to put anybody on sanction. You are a liar. You don't know the facts. You are confused. You need to move back to Liberia because Donald Trump not asking Liberia for anything. If America got a problem with Donald Trump, it shouldn't be Liberia problem. It should not be Liberia problem. The reason why America sanctioned Liberia is because America gave them money, sanctioned Liberian government official. America gave them money to Liberian government official, and they stole Liberia and the American taxpayer money. That's why America put sanctions on them. America could care less if y'all want to hold them accountable or not. You now see America come and say you're going to hold them accountable or do that. America did what they had to do because they spend the money in Liberia. You don't spend no money yet. So if I were you, I would have it quiet, behave myself. If you feel that said if I were America, because Donald Trump is convicted and still being president, move back to Liberia. Nothing wrong. You commit crime in Liberia. We'll be educating you here now. Yeah, man.
You know, like I thought maybe was laughing. I know the reason why he was laughing. Because when people in Liberia, you can meet things, people in America are smarter than them. So when they can meet things, people in America know better than them. But let me tell you something, whether you're in America or you're in Europe, you're in Australia, you're in Asia, you're in Liberia, you're in Africa, anywhere you are, your brain, what you get? Your brain there. Your brain, what you get? It doesn't matter where you were born. It doesn't matter, who you are. It doesn't matter where you travel. If your brain is like that, nothing can change it. And for us, we are not responsible for anybody's limitation. We are not responsible for anybody being too smart or being too, not smart. That's not our responsibility because we did not create you. Our job is to help you understand. But if you don't understand that your brain does not have space to take in anything, then I always know. But our job will keep doing it. Those that get space in their brain to absorb, to take the thing in, we will educate them. So the one that I will call in and say, American people are not stupid. I know you're speaking out of ignorance. Not because they don't, is yet to go to jail. He might not even go to jail. But the point is, he was found guilty. That's the point we are making. I'm not praying for you to go to jail. If he can spare himself and not going to jail and maybe spend the money and be free, that's not the point we are making. The point we are making here, if we are speaking of integrity, if you're speaking of corruption, what moral ground can of somebody who is convicted of corruption and criminal act for defrauding the federal government, what moral ground does he have to go and tell other people they are corrupt or they're stealing? He's even advocating that Mama Kability, Sylvester Grace B, and other people should be fired because he believed they attempted to corrupt the Liberian people by saying that Liberian people should pay $84 million for the yellow machine instead of $26 million or $27 million or $37 million. He's saying that they attempted to corrupt the Liberian people. He could be right, but he does not have the moral ground. He doesn't, because he's convicted of criminal act or defrauding or the federal government that will also involve the life of many Americans. So now, because he has not gone to jail yet, doesn't mean he's not guilty. He was found guilty. He just confessed that he did it. He came out with the money and paid some fine. We saw it. And he's been, appealing for his sentence many times. We know it. So those who would think, somebody say, you're going to stop mentioning Stanton because Liberia mindset, somebody going to say that jealousy. How would I jealous somebody who go to jail? I won't go to jail too. How would I jealous somebody who is confessed criminal? He agreed that I'm a criminal. He's a criminal. I'm gonna be jealous.
No, we are jealous because we can steal. We go steal too. Maybe.
So we should be jealous because we're not going to jail. We're not going to jail. We should be jealous of what? So let me tell you something. Like I said, I'm considering running. I'm not saying I'm going to run, but I said I'm considering it because someone again understand English. But then, if Stanton runs, then definitely I think I will run. So it's not jealousy to see whether you still have your same mindset where you are accustomed to criminal people, the good people.
You're talking about brilliant, man. You're telling me about my brother. By the way, that's it. That go,
Yeah.
not movie.
Yeah, whoever bring, whatever bring you get, what you get. You come to America, your brain not going to change. We're not going to remove the other brain and put different one there. They see one where you brought from Africa, then when you get, you hear that when you get. If you're smart, let me tell you something. If you're in Africa, if you're smart, when you come here, you got smarter. If you go to Africa, if you're in Africa, if you're dumb, when you come here, it will expose you more. Some people in Liberia, people can celebrate them when they come here, they'll be in a group home. People will be taking care of them. But someone people respect them over there, they even call them chiefs. Some of the crazy people in Liberia, when they come here, people have to mind them and get them medicine to take it. Wow. Because they're sick in the brain. But people don't know. Some people they're like that. So if you are smart in Liberia, when you come here, you'll be smarter. If you are dumb when you come here, you'll be exposed. People will know that you are dumb. But it's hard to tell in Liberia because a lot of people you don't even know. There are a lot of good people over there. They are overlooked. They are
seriously because somebody tells me, "Friend, I live found that member. So every time I get chicken breast, I didn't tell one another. They're not only with a bang, but almost every."
No, I never said those people. Okay, see, the loud they can lie. I've never said that people in Liberia get chicken breast. I always say some Unity Party supporters, whether they're in America or they're in Australia or they're in anywhere, I say some Unity Party supporters, they get chicken breast. Likewise, even some seditious who don't reason. I'm not talking about the entire country. I'm not talking about everybody in the country. I never do that. I will never do that. I know there are a lot of intelligent people in Liberia. I know that there are more smarter people. There are no intelligent people in Liberia more than the dumb one. But the dumb ones are the ones that so believe in their stupidity. They will come and market it, and they want you to buy it.
Oh, yes.
So when they come here, that's what we can point to their behavior. Tell them if they have chicken brain or they are group of beheaded chickens, they have no sense of direction. We do. We know exactly what we're doing. We know where we're going. Liberia, we got good people in Liberia. But most good people, they're tired, they're giving up. My man, who will be in the country? You're not getting angry when they say your president say you're with tea. But then you're getting angry at motorball, road. You're not getting angry when your public minister say they stole $22 million, but they only use $8 million. You never get angry with that one. When the president went in the State of Union address and last year he got $19.5 million when you received $41 million. What else? So they're not angry at those people, but we that telling them the truth, somebody get angry at us. So when we talk about the chicken brain, I'm not talking about Liberian people. No, Liberian people are smarter people. But I'm talking about those who knowingly defend lies. Knowingly, okay, you see now, those guys who are defending Stanton right now, they're not doing it because they like Stanton. They are doing it because Stanton helped them elect Joseph Njima Boakai. So they feel the obligation to defend Stanton Witherspoon because they feel like Stanton is part of them, one of them. That's the mindset they have. And I'm praying for them.
Well, so I think my response to the chorus also, let me say thanks to all of them for always being with us. Whenever we are here, they're always there to give us their own feedback about the show, about how they think, and about their own reactions to some of the things that we've been talking or that we're always discussing. So again, like you said, and that we are saying, this country, we got to move forward. And the only way that we will move forward, we have to come together as people, no matter what happened. But again, in the midst of corruption, will not develop. So people have to pull away their party sentiments. Oh, for the other group of people, I'm supporting the CDC or the United Party or the ANC that still said, look, Sekou won't go anywhere. We'll continue with the kind of mindset. And that's just the kind of people we are back home. Liberian, they prefer to be with you. Like you don't call that name for me. I don't be calling Stanton name because I feel that the media institution is by itself, and when you're talking about, I just like the way you lay all of the premise. When it comes to the media institution, sometimes when you say Clinton, what people just get fancy. Oh, you people attacking Spoon. You no. Nobody talking about Spoon, but we are talking about the individual. So we're not talking about Spoon Network. So some of you, I know how you can interpret things. I know how you do things. So again, the only way that we move forward, except Liberian understand that we had to put away all of the party sentiments, support from individual. I said, Steve, one photo where you could see I think assistant minister or one of government official where they drastically someone holding arm brother over his head, and you could see him standing and interacting with the people while somebody holding arm brother over his head. I don't think that's the kind of country that we want now. We have graduated from the kind of way back system where people will be holding, maybe holding you, towing you, carrying you back to back. You know, so second, we gotta go. No time already. But on a very serious note, thanks to you and that of Steve, and I hope and pray that the rebranding that we're about to do, we're going to focus more on education or educating our people, bringing out all of the information with facts that we've been doing up to now. So thank you, and thanks to Steve.
Yeah, let me, Melbourne, thank you so much. Tomorrow will be on by the grace of God, but let me say this. We're not going to change our approach going forward. We will continue to educate and inform our people. If need be to erect the necessary checkpoint, we will. If we have to correct this and misinformation, we will. We hold no ills against anyone, or it's whatever we say here is not personal. No, it's not. But we just have to make sure that we're educating and informing our people. So that being said, Mr. Kane, thank you so much. I know I'll be seeing you later. So let me put myself together here and leave it with you.
So Melbourne, thank you, my man. Thank you, everybody at Truth FM. We'll be here tomorrow. And we will want to say a big thank you to our fans and followers and those who continue to support SKTV. We will encourage you to support SKTV as always. And thanks a lot. Without you, would not be here. Thank you, Melbourne, and you have a blessed day.
Wonderful. Good night. And thanks to our dynamic CEO, Honorable Laike Bedete, and Nara Oni Suma Roberts, and the rest of the team. Thank you so much. And
there are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to sell. Blessing that time and that effort are rest. The project is giving us here and the promise of them. So welcome my life with African.
I live